An incredible act of bravery against a ruthless occupation. An activist there to expose Israeli crimes.
I feel like what I'm witnessing here is a very systematic destruction of people's ability to survive. And that is incredibly horrifying.
23-year-old activist Rachel Corrie from Olympia, Washington, crushed to death by an Israeli bulldozer on its way to demolish yet another Palestinian home in a dark corner of Gaza near the border with Egypt. To her family and eyewitnesses, her killing was intentional, that the driver of the bulldozer could not have missed a blonde-haired foreign activist wearing an orange fluorescent jacket. To the Israeli courts, it was merely a regrettable accident. Her case was closed, but the debate over her death caught on. Rachel Corrie became synonymous with solidarity for the Palestinian cause.
Rachel Corrie, as with a number of other people who've borne the brunt of Zionist attacks, are a symbol, aren't they, in the West, for people who have bravely allied themselves with the Palestinian struggle. I suppose that's the truth, that she's a symbol of resistance.
An example of how Rachel Corrie's activism resonates with activists today is how non-Palestinians are calling out Western media for glorifying Ukraine for things that Palestinians have been doing for years.
This is a clear illustration of the notion of worthy and unworthy victims. You know, that the victims in Palestine are not worthy victims. The victims in the Ukraine, the Ukrainian victims in the Ukraine, are worthy victims. And this is the ideological system of the West, isn't it? Just to put it at a macro level. This is how our system operates. We don't see some people as being worthy victims unless they're on what we call our side.
At a time of continued Palestinian disappointment over several Arab governments normalizing ties with Israel and the Western double standard over the crisis in Ukraine, the legacy of people such as Rachel Corrie acts as a reminder of the decades-long Palestinian struggle for justice. Saeed Puriza, Press TV.